What's next for Shilo Sanders after being rejected by the San Francisco 49ers? The door to one NFL dream just closed, but 3 new ones might be opening. And with his NFL future hanging in the balance, Shilo is now at a crossroads. Fight for a second chance in the league or walk away and chase an entirely different path. Let's break down exactly what's going on. So here's how it all started. The San Francisco 49ers entered the 2025 season looking scary good, a perfect start, stacked young talent, and plenty of veteran leadership. But things changed fast when Nick Bosa tore his ACL in their win over the Cardinals. That's when teams started reevaluating depth across the board, and Shilo Sanders saw an opportunity. Shilo was among the names brought in for tryouts to strengthen San Francisco's secondary. And while most expected them to sign a veteran, the fact that he was even on their radar showed they saw potential. Unfortunately, less than 24 hours later, the 49ers decided to pass. Shilo didn't even make their practice squad. Instead, San Francisco went with Jalen Mahoney, who spent parts of the last 2 seasons with them, and re-signed William Bradley King to their practice squad. But here's the good news. That tryout wasn't a total loss. It put Shilo back on the map, and now there are 3 NFL teams where he could realistically land next. First up, the Chicago Bears. They might have one of the most improved rosters in the league, but they still have one big question mark: safety depth. Right now, they've got Kevin Byard and Jaquan Brisker starting. But there's a catch. Byard is 32 and in a contract year, and Brisker has had 3 concussions in 3 seasons. Chicago's new defensive scheme also leans heavily on man-to-man coverage, so they need more reliable bodies in the secondary. That's where Shilo could step in. As a younger, versatile safety, he could add depth behind Byard and Brisker and potentially become a starter down the line if the Bears decide to move in a new direction. Next, let's talk about the Buffalo Bills. Currently the top team in the AFC East, but even they have a lingering safety problem. They signed Jordan Poyer as a temporary fix, but he's only on the practice squad. They also drafted Jordan Hancock in the 5th round, but he's still a project. Buffalo is counting on Cole Bishop and Taylor Rapp, but both are still developing. Bishop showed promise in the postseason, and Rapp had flashes last season. But consistency remains a question. Adding a player like Shilo, Sanders could give the Bills that extra depth and versatility they need, especially if they want to keep their defense elite in a division full of high-powered offenses. And finally, keep an eye on the Pittsburgh Steelers. They traded Minkah Fitzpatrick to the Dolphins, and now Juan Thornhill is their starter. The problem? Thornhill struggled last year in Cleveland. They also signed Deshaun Elliott, but depth is still an issue. Mike Tomlin's defense is already looking strong this year, and bringing in Shilo as a backup, someone who could develop under that legendary Steelers culture, might be a smart gamble. But let's be real, Shilo's road back to the NFL isn't going to be easy. Teams still remember what happened in Tampa Bay. During the Bucs' final preseason game, Shilo got into a scuffle with Bills tight end Zach Davidson and threw a punch. Instant ejection. Todd Bowles called the move inexcusable, and the NFL fined Shilo nearly $4,700. But the real punishment? He was cut from the final roster, and that's haunted his career ever since. Since then, though, Shilo's been working hard to grow and mature. He's focused on improving his craft, and even exploring other passions like music, acting, and content creation. And here's where things get even more interesting. According to his dad, Coach Prime, Shilo recently met with Hollywood agents about movies, sitcoms, and YouTube projects. Deion even posted a cryptic message on Instagram after the 49ers rejection. The strongest person is strong enough to walk away when it's popular and convenient to stay. The post included an image of burned-out matchsticks separated from new ones, a powerful message about knowing when to move on. And Shilo himself has hinted at that mindset too, saying, "I've always done that my whole life. Football, music, acting, modeling. I've been prepared for anything because you never know what could happen." So here's the bottom line. Shilo Sanders' NFL dream isn't dead. Not yet. The Bears, Bills, and Steelers are all possible landing spots. But if none of those pan out, don't be surprised if we see him swap the gridiron for the big screen. What do you think? Should Shilo keep chasing the NFL dream, or is it time to start a brand new chapter in Hollywood? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want more updates on the Sanders family and everything football. Until next time, stay tuned because this story is far from over.